Hello, guys. Welcome once again to another live session, the business or entrepreneurship live chat. So, our guest today is Chef. She's a caterer that I've known for some time, and she runs a catering business in Nigeria. And we're just gonna talk about her journey as an entrepreneur and moving to starting her own business and how she's been thriving through this whole COVID thing and what the future looks like for her. So I'm very excited that if you're a chef or you're in the food business or you run your own thing in Nigeria, I'm sure some of the things that we're going to talk about you would you would draw some insights from that, which is the objective of this whole Sunday chat. So next week we're bringing another friend of mine because I have a lot of friends. So we're bringing someone else who's uh I'll save that for later. So Linda is here, and I'm just gonna accept connect her, and she'll.
Hello,
Hi,
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, it's good to see you. How come we are both wearing glasses?
We see better with glasses, so let's not deceive ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. How are you today?
Good, I'm fine. You?
All right, I'm okay. I'm okay. Did you go to church or have you
No,
guys started worshiping
no, my
or is
church
it
is still
online?
closed, so it's online. Yes, so it's
Okay,
virtual
okay,
service.
excellent, excellent. So I was just making a brief introduction before you came, and I was saying that the objective of our chat today is to understand what the journey has been like for you, uh, being your own boss and building your own business in the Nigerian climate, so that if there are people out there that want to do the same thing or people who are doing the same thing, they will be able to relate to some of the things that we can talk about.
Yeah. So,
And also thank you for making the time to have the chats with me. So
anytime.
before
We
I
go
let
way
you,
back.
yeah, before I start with the questions. I just going back how we met, a couple of years back in Abuja when um, we had the first Epic Reach Abuja
Yes.
hangouts, and you were
Mm,
very helpful. The whole event, it was impromptu, but you were very helpful, and we ended up finding a venue. You followed me all through the whole day, just looking for where to,
yeah.
and at the end of the day, we had a good time. People came,
Yes.
and it was good. So, thank you for your kindness. So, would like to meet you for people who would watch. Could you please introduce yourself? Who is Linda?
Okay. So my name is Linda Ajala. Now everybody knows me as Chef Lynn. Um, I'm the head chef for Splosion Foods. I'm a food photographer and a food stylist. So that's what I do currently now. Prior to this time, I was a banker, but food was calling
Oh,
me too much. Yes, I was a banker.
okay, okay. I didn't know that. So you came from the bank.
Yes, I did.
How long were you in the bank?
3 years.
Three.
Yes, three. Yes.
Okay. What role were you? What
I
were you
was
doing?
uh, I was in marketing. So basically, we staff acquisition, assets, drive assets, drive liquidity.
Okay. Okay. So why did you leave the bank? Or you know?
Like I said earlier, food was calling me too much. I I
Okay.
think basically what I think I I wasn't. say I wasn't satisfied. Job was good. I was getting good pay, so that was not it. But I think personal development, I just wanted to do something different, you know? And it just started like a joke, really. I started by selling soups in bowls to my friends in the bank. I remember one day I was just telling my friend, like, man, this money we still have to make more. So we're just thinking of income streams, like extra income stream. And she was like, you like to cook. Why do you do it for free? Why not just sell it? It sounded strange, yeah, because I figured I was making good money. To go and be selling soup of 2K or 3K to somebody, like, you're not going to even be begging the person to say, oh, please buy the soup. At that point in time, it felt really strange, to be honest. But because it is something I love to do, I figured, man, if I cook, they don't eat it, I'll eat my food, Jerry. And I started, and the response was great. Of course, I'm not as then. Of course, I made a lot of mistakes. It's not the same thing now. I can't
Yeah.
say, oh, the way I cook now and the way I started, they're definitely not the same. But it was good for me. It was a good point. It was a good place to start.
Okay.
And that's how I started.
So at the point that you left,
Yeah.
um, how much were you earning? Say you were earning good money.
It was roughly about two something then. It wasn't bad for a single girl. It was
Wow.
two.
This was when
That would have been 20. I left to 2016. I think I was earning like two.
2016. Wow.
Yes, I left 2016. I was earning two something, 227 or thereabouts. Then apart from some bonuses, so it
That's a
wasn't
lot
bad.
of money as a then. I
It
that's a
wasn't
lot of
bad, to be
money.
honest. It wasn't.
I mean, not that it's a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah, to
Nigeria
live.
now, like people earn 70K and
Hmm.
they're,
They're doing
this,
well with it.
yeah, this not they are doing well, but
Well, at
they
least you
get
can do
by,
with it.
you
Yes, you
know.
can get by. Yes, you can get by.
Okay, okay. So
Yes.
what were you was it always clear to you that it was going to be the cooking, or did you try something else?
At first, to be honest, because it was difficult. I wanted to do the cooking. When I left, that was all I could think about because before I left, I think I started the soup thing in 2014 or 2015, maybe early 2015. So I'd gotten a bit of traction, yes.
Okay.
But, after a while, I think I got a little bit disillusioned at one point in time. Like, you just look at it and be like, why am I even stressing so much, really? Because there's no money in this thing. Why am I stressing?
Yeah.
It happens, and I think it happens to every business owner at one point in time.
Yeah.
So I tried. I think at that point in time, my folks were like, just go and look for a government job. Just go and do something else. Don't see, I don't know what you're doing, really. And I
Yeah.
tried. I think I applied, I did the civil service application. I followed it up for a bit. But after a while, I was like, nah, if you've started something, I might as well just see it to the end. And I think I just dumped everything, all the application somewhere one day and I didn't look back. And I think that was turning point. And I decided
Okay.
that this or nothing.
So just to run through the thing, you were in the bank, you were
Yeah.
earning um a fair pay as
Yes.
at that time, and but you were not satisfied. You wanted more
Yeah.
satisfaction. You wanted more fulfillment,
Yes,
and
fulfillment.
then at that point you started the cooking by the side. You didn't start the
Yes.
cooking when you left. You were already doing the
No.
cooking.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So it got to the point where you decided, okay, I can't do this job anymore. I think there is potential in doing this.
Yes.
So you left the bank for, okay. So at that point, what were you do? What was in terms of scale, what was the business like? Were you turning over? What were you
As to
making?
that time, it wasn't so much, to be honest. I think at that time, yes, I had regulars that I used to give soups to, like the weekend I cook and I deliver, and maybe weekends then maybe 10K, 15K really. But I also was selling to some branches because that was one of the things I did to start. You have to look at several income streams in a particular business.
Yeah.
So what I did was I was selling food to canteens in offices to give me a steady source of income.
Okay.
It wasn't so much, but it was turnover. And so I had money coming in steady. I think
Okay.
maybe every day they could make between 7 to 10K in a branch. At a time, I was servicing 2 branches. It's not so much margin, when you're selling to food like in offices, you can't make so much from it, but the turnover you can at least
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
running the business, and that gives you an opportunity to do other things. So I was doing that. So that's about it. So maybe weekly turnover could be 50K or 60K
And,
thereabouts.
and and you were doing this by yourself. You didn't have any help.
No, I've always had help. I had one girl working for me, but just the one girl. We work together, then she'll still go and sell because I could not afford to employ someone else to sell. So we'll cook
Okay.
together, she'll take it to the branch and sell, and she'll come back. Now we'll
Sorry, sorry,
report it.
sorry. Could you please explain the branch selling thing? Is it a branch of the bank?
Yes, it could be. I did several places, but usually it's usually a workplace. Say for a bank, for instance, they will
Okay.
give you their canteen, not canteen in quotes, basically a lunchroom, so to speak.
Yeah.
There will be microwaves for you to be able to warm the food. You can't cook there. So you
Okay.
have microwave and you have a sink where you can quickly clean stuff. That's about it. So you prepare the food and you bring it in. You serve
Okay.
to staff, but it's not it's not, there are some offices where they will say, oh, bring lunch for 20 people. You're
Yeah.
sure you will sell to 20
Yeah.
people.
But
No,
this
there are
one
some
wasn't.
other no, it's not like that. People come in, if they like your food, they'll buy it. If they don't like it, you take your food back home.
Okay.
So there was a risk factor.
Okay.
So there was a risk factor.
So you were doing this to two branches at the point.
Yes, at the point I started with one. After a while, I was able to get another branch, and I was doing for 2 at the
How
same
were
time.
you managing? How did you manage the two?
I got another girl when I had 2. So 2 girls,
Okay. Okay.
one will go to each branch.
And you were paying, of course, you were paying the girls.
Yes, we're paying the girls.
Okay. So at this point, it's small. You start seeing a bit of a bit of structure in the
Yes.
anything. Okay. So when did you see like when do you consider the point that you broke out or you really broke even? Was it I'm sure this were still, you were still doing all
Trying
this
to
small gig.
see,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What point did you really
Um, I would say it was probably, hmm, say hello. Say hello to
Hi,
us. Hello.
how are you?
I'm fine. Okay, thank you. I would say it was probably 2018. It took a while.
Okay.
So it took a while. I think that was the point where one of the things I broke even. I started doing events. I got good enough to do events because it's a different thing to cook for a small number of people. It's different. It's another business entirely to cook for 100 people or 200 people. That was when I started seeing some money, so to speak. Because I mean, you can leverage on volume when you cook for a large number of people.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get some chunk of money, and I was able to use that to do other stuff that, like, buy assets for my business, and just do things that will make me more out there for people. Spend a bit on maybe advertising and all of that. It was probably in 2018. was also the point where I decided that there were so many people doing what I was doing.
Yeah, it was highly competitive.
It's highly competitive. So it gets to the point where you say, if you want to make a difference, you need to
Yeah.
do something different.
Okay.
At that point in time, we didn't have as much chefs as we have now. I think now there's been an influx into the
Yeah.
industry. So at that point in time, for me then, I figured if I could become a chef, I would have an edge. I would be better. I would learn better skills, and that would give me an edge over the everyday caterer.
Wait, just hold on. So I'm not really very informed in this area. So there's a difference between a caterer and a chef. I mean, the caterer
Yes,
still cooks for an event, but
yes.
someone could be a caterer and not be a chef. What's the difference?
I would say the major difference is training, the discipline.
Okay.
To be the training, the techniques, the food techniques, because that's what makes the difference. Knowing how best to handle a large variety of ingredients, so to speak. When I
Okay.
was going to chef school, I thought I knew a lot. Let me put it this way. I thought I knew a lot. And I honestly thought I was just going to fulfill all righteousness and say, just have the title to your name, Maybe learn a few European cuisine. But I mean, I figured all these things, you can learn them on YouTube, really. So
Yeah.
anybody that asks me, I'll say, you're going to learn the discipline in chef school. You're going to
Okay.
learn food techniques. It's training, really. You're going to be trained. Like I can stand for hours, for instance. I can stand for
Yeah.
hours because for the better part of 1 year in Reddish, I was standing. You know,
Okay.
it felt strange because I mean, I cook, for instance, I don't cook in a proper kitchen to say, because I cook from my house. So everything is to my own taste and standards. And there are standards in the kitchen, you understand. So the first
Yeah.
time I went there and we're supposed to be taught and we're not sitting there, I don't understand. Like, why are we in a class and everybody is standing?
Yeah.
Do you understand? The first few weeks, I was like, why are we standing? Why can't we sit down? This life is not hard like this, you know?
Okay.
But we stood all through. We had a first course that was 6 months. Honestly, we stood throughout the 6 months. No jokes. From 10 to 2, that is if your class finishes at 2, you stand.
Okay.
If it does not finish at 2, if it's at 4, you're standing. So those are some of the trainings you would not normally get in an informal environment. Because I mean, I've been cooking. We all have an auntie or an uncle that cooks. You know how it is now.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
will sit down somewhere and say, "Put Maggie there. Go and bring the pepper. Go and." They're great cooks, no doubt. But the
Okay.
training to make you better at your job, that's one of the things you get in chef school.
So at what point did you go to start the chef school?
2019 February last year.
Okay. Okay. So you felt that that would give you make your brand more credible.
Yes.
Okay. So it's um like a formal, you said a formal uh what do you call it? Formal, is it food school? I don't know. Chef
It's a
school. What
culinary school.
culinary exactly?
It's a
Culinary
culinary
school.
school.
Okay. 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 So you did so what's your brand? What is the brand like now? Where you come from? What's the from cooking, selling at branches to doing events, what's the brand like now?
Now, the next focus for me really, I still do events, yes, but with a twist now. Because I mean, all that training shouldn't go to waste. So
Okay.
I would rather do an event that is like a 3 course or a 4 course meal. I can advise you on what meal you can, advise you, plan your events for you, make it very classy. I would typically I would typically not go for a large number anymore. I would rather do a smaller number of people with more courses. So I'm doing 4 courses for 50 people. That's effectively probably serving 200 people because it's four
Okay.
different meals for 50 people.
Okay.
Focus
So
more on the quality of the meals that you're giving the people and the presentation of the meals.
okay. So it's more like it's a niche now because you
Yes,
you service certain type of events now.
yes,
Okay. Okay. So what's the okay, you just is it the branding for the brand, I mean the positioning of the brand now, because I mean if you do the ones that this type of events would obviously stand out, like
yes,
company AGMs, uh
yes,
um you know um private weddings, not so you would have certain category of individuals in attendance, high
yes.
class people, and the packaging is different.
Yes, so you're targeting a new set of people because, like I said earlier, the market is saturated for the regular Owambe. So
Yeah.
you're struggling with a lot of people to
Okay.
deliver almost the same thing.
Same
Because I
thing.
mean, there are lots of great caterers out there that they've perfected the party food.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll be competing, and for me, as much as it looks like, oh, I've been here for a bit, I'm a new entrant into the market. So there are people that have been there for 15 years and they've
Yeah.
been doing this. So I'm just coming on board 2 years and they'll just look at you and be like, this one, can she even turn amala when they see me like this and say, no, 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 no. This one is all this so they're speaking too much English. She can't handle our
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
We need you get. So it's a disadvantage, so to speak. Of course, with time, you can overcome that because it's just consistency. You have to be there. And if you're there, by the time I'm saying, no, I'm 10 years in the business, of course, nobody will take me like it. But it's an uphill battle with more people coming in
Yeah.
every day.
So is there like you guys have a sort of um association? I don't know, some sort of regulatory, not regulatory
Yes,
per se, but
yes,
okay,
yes, there is. There's a culinary association. I can't remember the name now, but there is. But
okay,
yes, there is. Over time, things would, like I was saying, like in the past 2 years, there'll be more chefs. So regulatory body would be come into play better when people are plenty. So I feel there is a body, and I know that they do some work right now. Yeah, but over time it will become more intense when we have more people to make it. You get, but there is.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's I can't remember the name now, but there's a culinary institute of Nigeria. Yeah.
okay, okay. So what's the um before we talk about the some of the challenges that you guys have had, did you guys really face any challenges this season? I'm just kidding.
Hmm.
People have been eating and they've been ordering food. But yeah, where are you guys headed from here? I mean, what is that? What is that? Now you've found a niche, you specialize in the kind of events that you do.
Yes.
What's the next thing for you right now? Like the next big thing for your brand?
For me, for the next big thing, I'm sure most people that follow me would know is food photography.
Okay.
Food photography, food styling. One of the things I think that I noticed is we all love our foods here, the Nigerian food, the African food, but they get a lot of bad rap when it comes to putting them on the plate.
Yeah.
So I think we the new generation of chefs owe it to our continent, so to speak, to present our food in a better light. I think we have. I'm being biased, but I mean, I think we have the best food in the world. But I mean, that's this way I
Oh,
grew up.
we do. We
Do you
do.
understand?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've told a couple of people that one of the things I pride myself in as an African is the heritage of my food, or my food heritage. Like Nigeria, we have the diversity is so much. You go to the north, you go to the south, the west, and here, for instance, in the UK, they don't have anything. For instance, the whole of Scotland, they don't have that much diversity. They don't have food. So,
Everything is
yeah,
just a bit different from the next town.
yeah, so yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
get. So one of my focus, one of the things I've been trying to do, it's incredibly hard. I will not lie, is plate our food in. Just make our food look nicer on the plate.
Okay.
There's a common saying, we eat with our eyes first, yeah. So if the food looks nice to you on the plate, you most likely want to try it. And that's what happens to us mostly. You go for fine dining and they put something in front of you and it looks, it just looks very nice, and you be like, oh, what's this? And you just, and sometimes you can put it in your mouth and be like, well, oh no, that wasn't nice, but you tried it.
Yeah,
So I think we should get to the point where people want to at least try our food and accept it and recognize it. There's this thing about our food that makes it just look like all those Africans. They just.
yeah.
So, so I think for me right now, that's the focus. I'm trying as much as possible to do the to plate our food and put it out there, make it look nice.
So what are some of the, because I understand that there might be some opportunities in the food photography itself in terms of maybe um what's it called now? Maybe selling the pictures or partnering with brands to, I don't know. I
Yes.
just feel there might be opportunities there.
Yes. Yes. Recently, in the past couple of weeks or months, I've seen that initially, to be honest, I started because it's just what I love.
Okay.
I was just doing it because I found it interesting. Like, I find it frustrating if you go online now and say, oh, you Google, say for instance, you go to Pinterest and you Google beef ragu, you're going to see a million and one representations of it. So if you have an event and you're trying to do fine dining, you can easily go online, you will see what to do for those
Yeah.
things. But for us, if you Google
Nigeria.
Amala on Pinterest,
Exactly.
do you
Yeah.
get? So for me, that was just what I was trying to do here. Just to put those things on the map, knowing that other people too are doing the same thing. And if we're plenty and we're doing the same thing, before you know, people will
Yeah.
begin to accept our food. But recently, I've realized that there's also money to be made in it.
Yeah.
Like you said, partnerships. So now, local businesses before, that always find it hard to represent their food. When they're doing flyers, people just take pictures from Google, slap it on their menu, things that they cannot cook.
Yeah.
There's not even on their menu. You open somebody's menu and you're seeing pasta, meanwhile they're just selling jollof rice and beans. What's
Yeah.
going on here? So you can partner with such brands and you make some cool money, especially if you can style the food and photograph it at the same time.
Hmm. Okay. How about at the global, you mentioned Pinterest. Pinterest is a great content place.
Yes,
If you have a website right now
yes,
and it's just food photography website and it has that African theme, African food photography, and you do what you do as you do the projects, you just upload it there. If you upload it, you still upload you put the pin to Pinterest, so it
Pinterest.
directs to your website. And if somebody finds it on Pinterest, they can find your website. And also there are stock um there are stock websites that buy stock photography.
Yeah.
At the international level, there are lots of those platforms that buy original photography. So
Yeah.
that's another,
Yes, that's
um,
another thing.
yeah,
But you know, as it is with Africans and things abroad, there's a little bit of disconnect, which I feel would get better in the future. There's just is I just feel it's I not I feel I know it is easier to do those things when you're of certain. I don't know. I just think being in Nigeria sometimes is a disadvantage
just
for some things.
just start with the web. Maybe you should probably just start with the website, and
Yes, I think
it's the
gain
same. I mean,
something.
yeah, as you upload it on social media, what a website does for you is it's your own, um it's like your online real estate. You don't have to do anything, just a simple blog design, and as you do it, you upload it there, you upload it there, you can put a watermark on it so people don't steal the thing, and sell it for, I don't know. It's just an idea. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that I love that you're doing that, and truly there's potential in it.
Yes, there is. I do. More than I can even see right now. Because every day, like you said, you just said something that, yeah, I thought about it at one point in time, but maybe I faced my one or two difficulties. I was like, these people are just giving me while, and I just moved. So yes, yes.
So I have a friend who um wanted to start she's still interested in starting a food business in Australia, and I was talking to her about an exhibition. So the way that the difference between some of the UK, the US, Australia, some European countries, and Nigeria is um, partnership and collaboration. So if you want to do such an event here, and it has this cultural theme to it, an African food exhibition, for instance, it's going to be relatively easy to collaborate with um, brands, get a venue, get things to do the event such that you won't spend so much money, and you end up projecting your own brand and African, So is there anything like a food exhibition in Nigeria, African food exhibition or something? It's something we have, so we don't really take it that serious. But I'm just asking, is there anything?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm sure there are a couple, but it's not as easy as you said. First of all, I think we are averse to collaborations in this part of the world.
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit more difficult, you know. But I have heard of a few, but I'm not sure of the African Day theme in itself. But I've seen of, I think Italian embassy did something similar a few years ago, and ice cream shops went. I think like maybe Italian gelato, people that were making gelato actually
Yeah.
went. I think so. But I've not really seen anything African themed that is just food. There might be other things African themed and maybe food is just thrown into. But I don't think I've seen anything that is specifically for the food industry and is African themed.
I mean, we have the fashion people, they do their fashion shows, yeah.
Yeah,
Technology,
they do
they do things.
this.
So food, I mean, yeah, so it's also something to think about. And the objective should be there should always be that global, because trust me, the international community is very interested, in our food, the things that have to do with African food. And when you can't talk of African food without mentioning Nigeria, because,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I agree.
So I think it will make sense for you to start having that global. It might not be very clear yet, but having that global outlook, starting putting um your brand online. I mean, beyond social media, because social media is there's really so much you can achieve with
Mm,
social media, but use web, it'll make a lot of sense. And also putting your content on Pinterest.
I agree. I think it's one of the things that I would start looking into and see if there are things that are achievable. Mm, I'll check. I'll ask questions and see. You might be surprised. We might have it, but it's just not getting enough popularity. It's possible. It's possible. It's just to know the right agency or ministry to ask these questions, and if they are not being done, then you can start asking, how can we do this?
And another thing that I just thought about regarding the photography thing, it's brands. All this what's it called? Seasoning brands, all these brands that do their thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They do a lot of
That's another
advertisement.
avenue. Yeah.
It makes sense to, when you become known, instead of using a lot of Photoshop and all that, they would go for.
And flying people in from other countries. They do
Yeah,
that. Yes, that they. I think they're one of the major people to target actually,
yeah,
because I mean they already have
Maggie,
a big brand,
all those guys.
Lawyer and all these people, so that they can do adverts that are suited to us, like billboard, the food and all of that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay. Nice. So what do you think to date, what do you think are some of your most profound successes, if you were to think about?
Success. I don't know.
I mean, your brand, if you think back, I mean, there must have been things that you did that this
I
it
think
could be money, it could be achievement, it could be anything.
I think I just take I can't really like say, oh, this is one particular thing. But okay, maybe going to chef school was a good thing for my brand. It was a good one. Yeah. Well, I think I take success every day as it comes. If we're able to deliver, like say, a major event, we're able to, okay, say for instance, I can say success, maybe we're able to cater to GTB's party. Are those kind of things you're saying, like, oh, we'll go with submit, and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you do this, or being selected, like when you submit proposals to a big organization, and they'll look at it and be like, okay, come and cater to our people. Are those kind of success you're talking about?
Okay. So the events that you do, I just thought about this. If somebody wants to find you now, how do they find you?
Mostly, I'm mostly on Instagram, yeah. So my
Okay.
contact is there. You can easily find me. Um, when we do events, we give out cards, you know, you branded bags, stickers on the plate so that people can call you, check back. Yeah.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter, yeah, all of that.
Okay. So you remember that website thing that I mentioned, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's an event management feature that you can add to your website
Okay.
that shows it's like a media, it's like, it's a media that has pictures of events that you've been to,
Done.
events
Okay.
that you guys have catered to. So if someone wants to find you, for instance, and they go to your site, they can see this event has you show the pictures of this one, show the pictures of this one, there may be upcoming events, something like that. It would also add
Yeah.
um, more to your brand. And beyond that, a website will help people find you more. Most people won't think of going to Instagram to type chef. They just go to Google and they type chef in Abuja. And if you have a website and you sign up to Google Business, Google will list you among the chefs in Abuja.
So
And your website would, they can easily find you. So I think it's
I
something
think it's
to
about time we have the website.
something to think about to sort of make the brand more digital and more. The ones you mentioned, those 15, 20 years people that have been in the business, they don't have this digital tech advantage that you have because you're new school and you understand tech more than them.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Speaking of which, what are some of the challenges that you guys have faced considering the whole coronavirus?
Hmm. As expected for everyone, I think business volumes went down
Okay.
because most of the places that we were serving to closed down initially. Of course, everywhere was shut down. But I think the few people that were able to, now everything is kind of going back to normal. So yeah, but during that shutdown period, I think it was the people that were able to adapt fast
I was going to
to,
say that. Yeah.
yes, it was the people that were able to adapt fast, were able to analyze the situation and realize that okay, people are stuck in their houses. Some people didn't take this thing serious, or some people just can't cook, or they can't be bothered. So offer that to them and jackpot. And I was able to do that. Because after 1 week of being idle in the house, I'm like, come on, we have to, if we're going to be locked down for 1 month, you can't do this. Also, I figured it was a good time to, if you had a smaller brand, it was a good time to get people to know you. Because a lot of the big brands were shut down and people needed alternatives and they needed it fast. I was able to make new contacts in those periods. In that period, I was able to make new contacts that followed me into this period now. So I've added to the number of people I know. I
Okay.
was able to, one of the things I did was partner with a delivery company. I cook, we vet, of course, we vet, and I know that, oh, I know the person that owns this company, and I know she doesn't take um, she's going to take all the precautions. We also started wrapping up the food in cling film so that even if the guy handles it, by the time you go home and take out all the film, you know that nobody has really touched your food. And that helped. And people were ready to pay. And because things went up and we had to even increase prices slightly, people paid. And I was surprised because I was like, see, this food they're asking for, I can't do it at regular price because I can't even get it at the regular price. People knew that and they paid. So yes, it was bad initially, but because because I am a small scale business, because I you understand, because for people that run restaurants that have walking people of
Yeah.
maybe 100 people walking every day, 200, it's not the same. But because I'm a small scale business, I focus on a certain type of customers. I was still able to reach my customers in their houses, provided I could deliver to them.
Okay.
So for me, business didn't really stop. In fact, I think I did more business then because I got more people that their own regulars couldn't service them, and I was able to convert some of them to mine.
See. Okay. So are you still going to retain? Are you still going to retain doing
Yes,
that?
yes, I've continued doing that. Of course, in all things, you know that you can't retain 100% of people,
Yeah.
but if you can retain 60 to 70%, then that's a good one. And
Okay.
yes, I have been able to retain that much.
Okay. So, in your opinion, because of how saturated the food business is right now,
Yes.
it makes sense for anyone who's looking to come into the business to specialize and find a niche.
Yes, but then again, it's also good for you to start. If you're going to do food, I think it's good to start from the beginning. Regardless of specializations, there are some basic skills you need to learn. Know what you want to do in the long run, but you need to start the kitchen. You always have to start at the bottom. If not, you will lose some key knowledge that might haunt you in the future, or it will just it might not haunt you, but it will just be lacking in your own skills eventually, your total skills eventually. Start from the bottom, work very hard so you can move fast. So learn everything you need to learn because you might find yourself in a position where you might have to do those things that you did not learn. And that might just be the thing that would mess up your entire job.
Okay, so I am at home and I don't. I'm unemployed at the moment, and I think I have something for cooking. So,
Okay.
um, hypothetical. I'm being
Yeah.
hypothetical here. So
Yeah.
I feel I have something. I've cooked for a few people, and they're like, "Wow, you're really good." And I think I
Yeah.
might. How do I start?
Hmm. What okay? One of the things I say to people is food is one of the industry that has the least barrier to entry. If you have pot and pan and you believe you know how to cook. Now there are so many people that think they know how to cook. But if you truly genuinely know how to cook, not that your family members are telling you your food is sweet, it's not those ones. That's the truth. Because it's when you start selling to outsiders that don't care what you think because they have paid money to you to cook.
Yeah,
That's when you start knowing, do I really know how to cook? I have times that customers have spoken to me and I'll sit down and look at the food and I'll be like, and I thought I know how to cook. Oh. You also have to know that. But you can start, honestly. What I'll say is, if you are at home, you're unemployed, and you feel, oh, I know how to cook, and this is a way to make a few bucks. All of us have access to the internet. Try to make a little research. Just read up a bit. Just read and experiment a little. Be willing to experiment. Give people, this is one thing people don't like to do. Give people food for free. People that you know would give you honest feedback. Might be your friend, might be someone you have chosen as a mentor. Mentor is also good when you are entering any business. And now with online business, with the social media rather, it's easier. I have a couple of people that are in my DM, oh, I like what you do, I want to do this, what do you think? And I'll give them my honest opinion. If you want to do this, I think it's the best way to go about it. So it's easier, unlike before when you need to see the mentor physically. So have a mentor. Like today, for instance, my sister saw me, I was cooking jollof rice. This is something that most people know me for, like make bad ass jollof, yeah. But I learned on someone else's page a few days ago. She's a mentor. She gave another way to cook that I'd never tried before. My sister came in today and saw me frying. I'm like, Madam, what's going on here? Why are you frying the rice in the sauce? And I told her because our own method was simply put, fry your sauce first, then put the raw rice into the sauce and mix it together. And she said, oh, it doesn't make it burn and all of that. I'm curious like that. I don't mind. If that pot of rice does not turn out well, honestly, we'll eat it in the house. I'll cook another one. You get, but I have learned either I have learned a way to do it or a way not to do it. You know? So just so you need to experiment, have a mentor, be willing. In the beginning, you might not make so much. I understand that it might be difficult because I mean you're trying to find a means of living, but you have to for growth. Except you just want to remain the way you are. That's the truth.
then I think that environment matters a lot too, because environment present opportunities. If you're in somewhere that you don't, there is no need being in somewhere where people won't get to order or you know
I
network
get
or
what
get
you're
to see
saying.
what you're doing. So I think it's critical to that you consider your environment. If
What would
we
sell where
talked
you
about
are.
research,
Yeah.
so one of the things to look out for is who's going to buy this and how. How
Yes.
much would they buy it? Are there people who are
Yes.
already doing that?
Very important. Yes. Especially when
Okay.
you're just new into the market. You just have to find a way to, it's difficult to do business, to be honest, sometimes. But like you said, you have to research. So someone comes into my neighborhood, for instance, I'm already here and people know me. I sell food to them. And most people, to be honest, people are not adventurous with food. That's what I've learned. So you want to compete with me now, you have to look at how much does she sell? What does she give them? So you can come up with a package and say, oh, for everybody that buys your love rice, I'll give you one apple. Just to make them even try you. Because they don't know whether you are better than I am in the first place. They have to eat it first to decide for themselves. So you have to, if you're looking at the money from the beginning, it might be a problem. Like, oh, if they don't buy it for 2.5, they should just leave it. No problem, they'll leave it. I think I did that a lot. I know that my husband looks at me and be like, why are you selling? This food is too cheap. I don't understand. Why are you selling food? I said, but these people don't know me. If I tell them to come and buy rice for 2,000 with straight face, will they buy it? Do you understand? Like, they already have people they buy from. Why should they buy from me? From me at that price? I must give them a reason to. So maybe I lower my prices just to draw them in. Then after I went, I remember, oh, today I gave someone a quote and he was like, your price have gone up. What? My skills have gone up. You know, so now I can confidently say, I cannot charge you 1.5 again, sir. It's 2K. And if they believe in my skills, they will pay. But it has taken me like 4 years to get to this point.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So it's been it's been such a I've had fun talking to you
Thank you.
and getting to know about the food business. And I'm very positive that we're still going to. I don't know if anyone has if you someone mentioned
Question earlier.
Christian Paul, but I don't know if they're still there. But yeah, so I'm strong. I strongly believe in you're very enthusiastic and that you're gonna keep going up.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah, you're gonna keep going up. So just think of the digital aspect now, digitizing, think of going global with the photography, think of having a website, writing about some of your things, although that's, the more of this you do, the more busier you will get. But of course, you can delegate, you know, you can delegate some of it. But
Yeah.
photography doesn't go in isolation without writing. So sometimes you might need to put a bit of a copy to the picture to, give it a theme. Somebody from Australia or from anywhere in the world sees uh your website and they read about it, they have your contacts there. Someone can contact you from anywhere in the world. You never can. It's a digital, there are opportunities there. So digitize, uh think of digitizing the brand and taking it to the next level and partnership like you mentioned. And I'm very positive we are still going to speak 6 months, seven, maybe December,
Yeah.
January next year to just catch up on your
And see
progress.
what I've been able to do in that time. Yeah.
So I'm positive that you're gonna keep uh um you know um you're gonna keep progressing. You're gonna keep making progress in the brand. And yeah, because the way we met, you're an amazing person, and it's
Thank you.
difficult not to. Yeah. So we've been talking for an hour now, and we've talked about a lot. So I'm gonna put it up and put it up on the website, and you give me some more specific details. And uh, yeah, someone says by doing your website should be. Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
if you have any ideas on any of the things, don't. I mean, you can always reach out to me. So thank you, Chef Linda, once again for your opportunity. Um, we'll be back next time to have some more.
Thank you. Thank you for being a good host. I also need to say that yes, you've been an amazing friend. Even though you're not here, you check up on me often. That's great, really, because most people wouldn't. And it was so easy to talk to you. I know most people. It's not because we're sitting down here now. Most people that have lots of followers online kind of have give some vibes. So, but it was very easy to talk to you because it's not as if we met online, we met on IG, and from there it was smooth sailing. So yes, you're good people too, and one of the few people that can actually get me here, because most people I'll just say no.
And I'll be in Abuja. I'm sure we're gonna do something else. That will be more
Yeah,
organized,
we are all more now, so it will be
proper,
more. See you next
exactly
time.
in Abuja. Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Linda, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay.
You too. Thank you very much.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone. I hope you learned one or two things. Bye.